So with the outside of the camper all painted and done now, I was able to get the outside lights mounted and start on wiring all those lights up so they will work. I'm not going into a whole lot of detail on this because there are a million videos out there on how to show this, or how to do this, I should say. But anyway, yeah, it was good. Took all the wires and spliced them together, put shrink wrap on them, and then wrapped them in a wire loom, and magic! We have lights. Pretty cool. After that, I had to close up that little gap at the bottom of the floor there where I lowered that floor. So what I did is I just cut a couple chunks of plywood here, putting some contact cement on. And I bought this, you can get this stuff at Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff. It's the fiberglass panels. That's what that white panel is right there. And you just basically laminate this on there. I'm using that so it'll be, kick resistant. Your feet won't mess with it too much. I'm putting it on both sides. One side's white, the other side's going to be black. So the black will go out, so you'll see that from the outside, so it won't really show. And then that all gets caulked into place. And it worked out pretty fabulously, actually. I did have to relieve the back of this just a little bit to get around my welds, because I've got some welds that are sticking out pretty good right through here. So in order for that to lay flat, but it worked pretty well. Now on to the fenders here. And to attach the fenders, I was really afraid they would pull right through this fiberglass styrofoam sandwich. Wanted a little more strength there in case I ever hit anything. So I made these backing plates, and all I did is just welded some bolts on there so they would stick through from the other side. And by doing that, it's just going to make it a lot more strength for it. And then just got these nuts that are going to hold the fender on from underneath. So anytime we take the tire off, that fender is going to have to come on and off first because they are really in the way otherwise. But I really, really like the look of these, kind of lowrider look to them. So yeah, I'll have to lay in the rain and the puddle to get this done when I change the tires. My goal this week was really to get this thing ready so I can get license plates for it. So here I'm working on getting all the windows done and everything. I've got the lights working now. Pretty much everything's legal for the state to get it registered. I had to take it in and get it weighed, 940 pounds. I was hoping for 1,000, but I was able to get that done. The policeman came and approved it, and I now have license plates. So it's street legal. It's kind of cool. With that completed, I was able to move on to building the bed support. So I think you've probably seen in my past videos, I'm going to make this bed so like everyone else does, so it could be a couch during the day and a bed at night, just folds up and down. And it's just based on the size of the mattress that I was able to get from Amazon, which seemed like a pretty comfortable mattress. Everybody gave it good ratings, so we'll see. But I built one of these before for my last camper, if you watched that. It's just basically 1x2 pine lumber and 1/4-inch panels on top of it. And that all gets sandwiched, actually the 1/4-inch panel on both sides, and gets sandwiched between with some ribs in there. By gluing that all up and nailing it down, it actually produces a really strong beam, so I don't need any intermediate supports. So basically from one side or the other underneath this bed, it'll support you without any deflection at all. It's pretty strong, so very happy with that, and yeah, get that done. So the sections of the bed are connected with a continuous hinge. That's that black line you can kind of see in the middle there. And what I'm doing is I was worried about that hinge wearing out the mattress over time just from friction. So I'm attaching a little bit of rubber roofing material here on both sides of that hinge. And that'll just act as a buffer so that mattress can slide back and forth without any abrasion. Next, I thought it would be really fun to tackle the walls on the interior. So I thought I'd do an arts and crafts project. I took a big roll of white paper and I tore it up into little pieces and I crinkled it up. And why am I doing this, you might ask? Because this took like 2 nights just tearing all this up. But I wanted to do like a decoupage wall. Kind of like a underwater scene sort of thing. So I took this Mod Podge glue and I put some tint in it, and I started sticking these things up. And it turned out kind of cool. I'm happy with it, I think. But by doing this, by making the walls kind of like rough and mottled, that made it so I didn't have to Bondo and sand and make the walls perfect on the inside. I'm just kind of camouflaging all the mistakes. So yeah, it's cool, I think. After 3 days of putting up all those little teeny tiny pieces of paper over and over and over, it was refreshing to move on to the floor, which went down in about 30 minutes total. Just awesome. What I ended up doing with the floor was, it's a marmoleum, which is a linoleum product, and that way it's a natural linoleum. It's not a chemical or anything. And by doing these panels, it just goes in really quick. I did end up gluing them down. It's supposed to be a floating floor, but I glued it down because I don't want it to shift around while we're driving. But turned out really good, and I'm super happy with that step. Next time I'll start working on the cabinets here. I've got them all designed and laid out three-dimensionally in CAD, so hopefully they will fit perfectly. Stay tuned, we'll find out.